Alright guys, welcome. It's the end of the 2021 season and we're here. We're going to do a little gear dump for you guys. I'm going to do mine and then Nick will have his in a video or two down the line here. So first off, we're going to start off with the cameras we were using. I personally was running the Sony A6100 kit. It comes with a 15 by 50 millimeter lens and also the 55 by 210 millimeter lens. This was our main camera that I was using most of the year, and in conjunction with that I was running the Rode video mic, which is currently both on the camera as well. And then my secondary camera, as most of you guys probably know by now, was the Gopro Hero 7 Black. It was definitely a nice feature to take along with, either having it clipped to a tree branch, my tether, or later on deciding to use it as a head mount just to get a second angle on shots if they were taken. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys know that most of our shots that we did take this year were unable to get on film. But our goal is for next year is to try to get some down, knock them out and whatnot. For tripods, what you guys are sitting on right now is the Endurax 66 video tripod from Amazon. I didn't really use it a whole lot. I didn't use it at all this year actually, to be honest, but with what we have planned for next year with Turkey in the spring and going out west in the early fall, I think the tripod's gonna come in really handy for those. And then also would be this Altura photo monopod, just extendable. I believe it goes out to about 60 inches. It's gonna also be another thing to come in handy with just taking photos. Instead of having to lug around a tripod, you got just a monopod, quick and easy to connect up and get going. I think it'll come in easy too if one of us out west, one of us already has a animal on the ground, or just decide that one day one of us is going to film and the next day the other guy is going to film. So I think that will come handy for that as well. After that, we're going to jump into my pack. I started off the season with the Trophy Line KAYS 1.0. Unfortunately, towards the end of the year, when we were in southeast Minnesota, a couple of the zippers broke off and was having some issues with that, so that got retired. Still a good bag. I might use it from time to time just for hauling, just for some like scouting and whatnot. 'Cause it's a pretty decent sized bag. Got a lot of pockets, a lot of spots to fill. So, but at Christmas we upgraded to the Trophy Line Plateau pack, which we got right here. Obviously, we got the so it would be sitting on my back here. I mean, I felt like it felt lighter, even though I had all the same equipment in there. But it just felt lighter because I think everything was sitting more towards the bottom of my back compared to the top. So, I'm gonna kind of just work through this real quick with you guys. First would be the Tethered Predator platform. I've been using this for 2 years. It's been holding up really well. I'm gonna keep using it till I can't anymore. I haven't had any issues with it at all. So I highly recommend that platform. Working farther in, on the top would have been the Fourth Arrow stiff arm camera arm. Stealth wrapped, just because this thing is pretty hollow. Still pretty loud, but it helps a little bit. Breaks it up a tiny bit. And once you start going into the pack, obviously you got water bottle, or grunt tube. Grunt tube, actually it's a grunt tube, doe and fawn call, and it has a snort wheeze built in all in one. This is the Flex Tone by Buck Collector Plus, so obviously you probably heard it a couple videos. Didn't use it a whole lot this year. Probably gonna try to get a little bit more into it next year. Just a lot of times when I was hunting, I was with someone, so they were calling or whatnot. Then we got the fourth arrow camera arm base. Pretty nice, it expands out. You got the claws that grip right into the tree and ratchet right in. I tried replacing this strap with a different one, but I could never get it tight enough, and the camera arm always kept falling off of the tree, so I went back to the ratchet strap because it was the smart idea to go with. Next we have the Avila V501 fluid head. This goes on top of the camera arm, allowing me to get pretty steady shots without having to fumble around too much, keep everything level and smooth. I might be trying to upgrade to a little lighter one. This one's pretty heavy duty and don't really need this one very much for everything we got going on, but it's worked its part this year. And then we got my rangefinder. This normally kind of just gets tossed in the bag from here and there. Just a cheap one from Amazon. It's worked pretty well. I attached this Gerber's retractable clip onto it so I can put it up on my hitch strap, which is normally up on the tree, so then if I need to I can just stretch it out, pull it in, let it just hang. It's not going anywhere. Just replaced the batteries last week, so it made it through a whole season with fresh batteries, so I don't know if the cold had to do with it either, but it's pretty cold, so I think that may have affected the battery down a little faster, but I'd say a whole season's pretty good for me. We don't got very much left in the bag. Next would be my little toe drag that you saw me and Nick using while dragging my doe out. Let's see. I think in the front pouch here, we got just some miscellaneous stuff. We got some gear ties. Never know when you're gonna need it. Bag of trail mix, because obviously you're gonna have to snack from here and there. Gutting gloves and trail marker tacks, which this pack is still closed. I have yet to use them since we upgraded to Onyx. That's been a very helpful tool for us, just not having to get lost. Quick fact, just definitely make sure to download your maps if you're in an area that doesn't have self-service, or else you're going to be in a pretty big pickle. And I think on the very front here is should be two. Just two of my upgraded straps that I made. It's the 5/8 inch flat straps from Out on Limb. They go right in line with my Shikar sticks, which I'll show you in a second. And it took me a second to get used to them. I was using their original 6-foot pull straps, but I felt like I could upgrade and make my setup a little quieter. Just those buckles always were clanging around, hanging off my sticks. So then we got one more thing, or two more. Would be the binoculars I was running this year. It's the Bushnell Engage 10x42s, equipped with the Allen bino harness. I didn't use them a whole lot this year, but it's always nice to have a nice pair of binoculars. Got them a couple years ago on discount for almost 66% off. So pretty nice binoculars that I was able to get for a really good price. And I have yet to have any problems with those as well. The bottom, we got my climbing sticks. We're running 4 Out on Limb Shikar sticks. They are 17 inches from the bottom to the top, all wrapped in stealth strips, and my bottom 2 sticks have a 17-inch Amsteel aider made by Custom Amsteel Products. I am upgrading those this year, so I'll be knocking those out. I'll be adding those to the new setup soon. And probably the last thing on the pack would be the Doyle's gear host right here. Stays on me all the time. So that Doyle's gear hoist stays on me on that pack all the time. And then on the other side, so that's on my left side. So climbing up the tree, got the pack on, hanging that down to the bow or jacket, whatever I need to pull up. On the other side, I have my milkweed container, which was the Honey Public came out with. Just got a milkweed container, just check Wayne's thermals, whatever I need. That's everything from in my pack. So next we're gonna jump into some of the camo I was wearing. So we'll grab that box real quick. Actually, first we'll jump in my saddle. This year and last year I was using the Tethered Manus. We have in the one sis hauler, we got the MVP backband. It's really nice if you're doing long day sits, just kind of be able to kick back and put a little less pressure on your legs, everything, just be able to stretch it out. In my right dump pouch, I have my tether with a ropeman one attached to it for quick adjustments up in the tree. And last thing, I have my hitch strap. Right now we have the Hawk bow hanger and just a couple carabiners for hanging quiver, bag, whatever you need really. And then in my left pouch we got my lineman's belt and then my last two straps for my sticks. I keep them in there because it's a lot easier than having to take off my pack, grab the straps. Instead, I have them right on me at all times, so I can just take them out as I get up to that part. They're not in the way or anything because the rope is already around the tree, so just quick, easy grabs. Put the stick on and bam. I have put these clips on with paracord or bungee cord on it. Just quick, easy, just attach my sticks to. Got one on each side. Just for quick, easy, just haul up the tree. I feel like I've gotten my system down pretty good, but I think there's always room for improvements. I think this might be one of my upgrades for sure for next year. I'm just thinking about potentially, I know they're starting to make smaller ropes that are still just as safe and maybe a more comfortable saddle. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the gear I normally would wear. It's all just pummeled into this giant tote, so we got everything from warm weather all the way down to cold weather all kind of jammed in there right now, so it's gonna be kind of willy-nilly pulling it all out, but we'll knock that out. But first we're gonna start with my boots. This year I was running the Irish Setter Vapor Treks, believe 2.0s. They didn't get a whole lot of use. They did early season, but they got cold pretty quick, so then I started jumping into my heavier duty boots, which would be the Lacrosse Alpha Burleys. I don't believe that they're the heavy duty ones, but they do keep my feet pretty warm. It's always a struggle keeping your feet warm. During late season, including with the wool socks I had on, I got these pretty heavyweight socks that I kept in the boots most of the time. Definitely got to wash those because those have picked up a few uses before the last time they got washed. So there's that. And now into the actual tote. I got my lightweight gloves from Huntsworth. We had a little bit of a field staff deal with them, so we got a little bit of kickback or just a little discount on some of the gear that we bought. Gloves were really good. I wore wore their heavyweight gloves, what I normally would do, I'd have my heavyweight glove on my left hand and a lightweight glove on my right hand. Because I can't shoot with a big old clunky glove on. And then I just had a plain old stocking cap beanie, which I need today actually. And just a couple spare gloves, an old neck gaiter with some real tree camera on it. Okay, so we got my bibs that I was wearing this year. These are made by Broadside Camo. I wear a lot of their stuff. It's a realistic camo. As you can tell, you got a pretty like real looking camo. I think what really helps with this is the white and the kind of like light that comes through the camo to kind of break up your silhouette even more than it already is. So I've been using these for the last 2 years. They've been pretty helpful, especially if you're layering system. Kind of going on another like lower level kind of product. I'm actually wearing right now my insulated pants that I would either wear with conjunction or just with the light camo over top of these. These are Duluth Trading's Dry on the Fly insulated pants. They've been really well made. I wear these for work too. They hold up pretty well. I got 2 pairs. And then I don't have any of them down with me, but my base layers are also from Duluth Trading. I have their heavyweight and their lightweight. So those are able to, during late season I was stacking them on top of each other, so I put the heavyweight underneath and then the midweight on top of that. The heavyweight actually is a thinner material with more of a channel locking grid fleece on the inside. So I would put that on my base layer on skin, and then I had my midweight on top of that, so then the heat that was being produced held through both layers instead of just the one, because I believe that once you kind of started cooling down, the heavier weight just allowed more cool air in, so I kind of added them together and it seemed to work pretty well. Obviously you're going to get cold either way once it gets down to some of the temperatures we were hunting in. I think that last week, a couple of days, we had a high in the single digits, if not lower, with wind chills even lower. So I try my best to stay warm, but obviously you can't always beat it. We'll go into the jacket that I wore. This is also by Huntsworth. It's their heavyweight jacket. It has scent control microbands built in. The inside is fleece lined. Still a bunch of birds on it from who knows when. Most of the pockets are also fleece lined, which is actually really nice for keeping your hands warm. They have built-in chest pockets for just like waders would have. Kind of helps out a lot when you're in the saddle, because most of your pockets down low are blocked off from the saddle or your bridge or anything. The one downfall I really had with this jacket was the noise. It's a pretty loud jacket, and later in the season when their moisture got on it and it froze, it was even louder. My dad actually took it off on his last hunt and he said the same exact thing, unfortunately. So I really like the jacket, but you don't want to be noisy up in the tree. So might be upgrading that this year. Just got a lot of things in mind that we want to upgrade, but we'll see what we can get to. Next would be the Huntsworth rain pants. I wore these as like my lightweight camos for most of the year. They seem to work out pretty well, and I actually really like their camo pattern. Just the breakup pattern really seems to work really well with just in conjunction with everything behind you, especially when you're in the later seasons when you got a lot of grays and leaves are on the ground. Only problem with these, I would say, would be I'm a little short and stocky guy, as most of you guys can probably tell, and most pants I wear a large in just because my waist is pretty big. So with that large comes a longer inseam, unfortunately. So a lot of times I'm stepping over on the bottoms of my pants. Obviously, you could go get them tailored, but they weren't that expensive of a pant, so I'm not too worried about it. Maybe if we start getting into some more heavy duty stuff, we can find a company that either has lengths made with inseams or go get them tailored. Next up is actually probably my favorite piece that I got from Huntsworth. It would be their Midweight Vest. It's built in with that fleece, microgrid fleece. Holds the heat pretty well. It seems like a pretty good product that I've really enjoyed because it's pretty quiet and it's a good piece to just layer on with. You can throw it on over a hoodie, keep your core warm during those like 50-degree days. Hoodies do pretty good work, but as long as you keep your core warm, you just add this with it. Seems to be pretty perfect. I also use this as a pretty layering piece, so I throw this on over the hoodie and then put the jacket on top of that. Try to keep my core as warm as I could. But I'm definitely going to be continue to run this piece. It's probably my favorite piece that I've gotten from them. Now we're going to kind of get into a lot of the lighter weight stuff that I was using this year. Just a pretty simple hoodie from Huntsworth as well. So yeah, we got the Huntsworth hoodie. It's pretty lightweight actually, so I just wear this probably early season as something light. Here is the what you saw, guys. Early season would be back to the broadside camo. It's basically a super lightweight t-shirt with the same camo pattern, but also on the inside it's reversible. So if you decide to, because this is, as you can probably tell, this is a very well for up in the tree kind of camo. Maybe not as good on the ground. Maybe in the snow it might be good just because of the whites, but obviously you're not going to be wearing that t-shirt in the snow. On the inside is just kind of more of a plain ground camo with a little heavier, thick brush kind of look to it. With that, I also ran the pants that kind of work the same with it. These are pretty lightweight as well, like super lightweight. One of the main issues I've had with most of the pants that I've been wearing this year is some of the areas that we were in were covered in burrs, and just walking through, I would pick up on so many. I have a pair of pants and a shirt that I was using for scouting that are completely still covered in burrs. I've tried to get them off as best I can. I have it's called like a Burgon or something. It's just like a stick that you kind of rub against it, and it didn't do a whole lot. It's still struggling to get it off, so I'm definitely looking for a pair of pants that are less likely to pick up burrs, but still lightweight, so you can stay cool in them. So I hate sweating in my legs. We don't have much left in here. I didn't wear this at all. This is just the rain top for the Huntsworth, so the same material that they use for the pants. You guys probably saw the short video I made with this on when I jumped in the shower. But yeah, didn't really wear this at all this year. I didn't get rained on very much. I actually was more snowed on more than anything. And the last piece in the collection was a leafy suit top. I actually didn't wear this at all this year, but I do plan on wearing it for turkey hunting, and then also I mainly just wear this for turkey hunting. It's just a good break up on the ground. And that's that for that box. And all we have left now, probably the last thing that would have came out of the pack would be my headlamp. This headlamp I bought off of Camel Fire. If you guys are ever wondering, Camel Fire is basically a discount hunting website. But the only catch is they change what is on their website every day, so I check it just about every day just to see what kind of deals they got on. Yesterday they had some tents, sleeping bags, and I think some stuff for elk, I believe. Nothing caught my eye yesterday, so I didn't really grab anything. I'm running 2 of these. These are actually really nice. I was surprised how bright these are. They're 600 lumens. I'd say pretty bright. I was able to use these most of the year. Alright, so the last thing we're going to get into would be my bow that I was using this year. And so we'll grab that case real quick. I'm going to clean up real quick first. Alright, and we're back. Got my quiver right here. I believe it's just a pretty simple trophy line quiver. Came with my bow that I was using. This year I was running the Hunting Public Vector custom arrows. So what you do is you go on the Vector's website, put in your information on what you want. So you can, I think these ones are 300 spine arrows, 29-inch draw, with a 125-inch insert up front. What I added to it was the Luminox lighted knock, and then the Grizzly Stick Overkill Messiah broadheads, 200 grams. So this arrow totals out to 680 grams, and it did some lethal damage. Just passed right through that doe, just buried right into their side. The only problem I had with it was the lighted knock actually turned off after it went through the doe, so we had a little trouble finding the arrow right away, but we did eventually find it. So you guys probably saw a couple pictures of that, and the arrow actually is right here, still pretty covered. I had to retire it. As you might be able to tell, there's a missing fletch on the backside. But I figured it might be something cool I can just hold on to forever, just because it was my first bow kill. So definitely got a place in my heart right here. As you can probably tell, it's a plain old hard case. Some stuff might look a little different to you guys, because got another video I want to show you guys after this one pretty soon here. But what I ran this year was the Bear Cruiser G2. It's a really good beginner bow, can adjust all the way from 12 pounds all the way up to 70 pounds, and draw lengths from, I believe, 60 all the way up to 30, or 16 all the way up to 30. What I was running on it was the QAD Ultra Rest HDX flip down sight, and then I was running Titanium Archery Products stabilizers. I had a front stabilizer and I have an adapter for the back stabilizer, but I haven't ran that as much. I might start running it next year though. I have I believe it's a 10-inch stabilizer with 2 ounces on the front, and then I have a 8-inch stabilizer with 4 ounces on the front. I was running this one actually more, just because kept it pretty slick and close in, so I didn't have a whole lot of maneuvering I had to do with the bow. Sight is a 4-pin trophy line sight. And yeah, I think that's about everything that I used this year. Oh, and then I have my field points are 200 grain Cirrus broadheads. They're pretty big, but you gotta shoot your field tips the same. You gotta shoot your field tips at the same weight as your broadheads, or else your arrow path is gonna be completely different the second you put on a broadhead. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys all for coming through this journey, through this first year really with us, and we appreciate everything you guys have done with all the likes and the views and subscribes and just everything. So we really appreciate that, and we hopefully are pretty excited to start bringing out a lot more content and jumping in a lot more into just hunting in general. As you guys will hear soon on one of the podcasts, we're going to be heading to South Dakota next spring or next fall. Hopefully we'll be jumping into turkey hunting more and just getting a lot more content out for you guys. Next videos, got a little special video for you. I made a pretty big upgrade this last week, so I'm gonna kind of go over with you guys what that looks like. And we're just super excited for all the new stuff we got coming. Alright, we appreciate everything you're doing, and if you guys would please like, subscribe, and turn on that notification, it helps us out. And as you can probably tell, we got some hoodies in the making. We're looking to make some hats and just whatever you guys are really interested in. So if you guys want to leave a comment on something that you guys would like to see us make, if it's either a hat, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you want, just let us know and we'll look into it. And we're just trying to gauge the interest of what people are looking for, so we can start coming out with some apparel. Alright, thank you guys for watching.